Head in my hands, frustrated. I need to step away and take a little breather for myself, or maybe for my health. This calamity is damaging and menacing. Profanity's the only thing that helps. I need this time to fly and dry, and I will rise, but I try and fight with my inside. A lot, cause I ain't died with widened eyes. I'm revitalized, this fire's bright. And in this moment in time, I'm picking up the pieces that I find with no intention of falling behind. Nothing's impossible, water to wine. So I gotta do what I gotta do to shine. Often defined, let's go and rewind. Trying to avoid all the clutter in my mind. Inevitable, be eventually fine. This is a part of my life where I need to be strong and just focus on what it is I need to do. I bottle it up and I never said nothing about it till whenever I'm in the booth. If I'm in the shadows, I gotta be open to anything, mainly if I'm feeling blue. No matter what happens, I'm bound to get past it. The fact is, that's the honest truth.
Take a break from the game. All the stress and strain comes our way. Kick it back and have a cup of change. Gotta enjoy the life of the straight brain. Cause life is too short to say. So let's ride with the night. Keep it doing nothing. Time to take a break from the game. Time to take a break from the game.
In due diligence, keep watch with vigilance. You might catch a glimpse of all the consequence plaguing my conscience. This world is taking its toll and change. I'm on some HOV lane nonsense. Can't rest when I reach home. Incredibly sad and alone, but I wait for the day. Soon as the days say go, they say gray skies. Plenty evil for each to pay his own, but not enough mercy for you to pay as you go. See, one slight leaves sun surface. Its purpose is to scatter shade. Making one glad he prayed. These opposites coexist and can't occupy the same space.
I'm not sure about it. They aren't just going to let this pass, you know. They will organize and then...
Right, man, niggas, in Tuesday evening, you ain't got no woman to call.
The wolves will eat each other, and the banished ones, they will work again on my great road. And if, as you claim, a new leader were to emerge, then I have complete faith in you. You have your new periwig.
Last month, and the guy who owns it, his name is Mikey Chavez. He makes about $6 in royalties for every sale. But what's even crazier is this guy, he's not.
A good and prosperous year. Not how it's turned out, is it, wisdom?
Prosperous my ass. So hear it as you like. I lied. But if I was to tell it as I saw the prophecy, you'd be totally terrified. Terrified. We can only hope that it all means nothing to us. So what should we do? Drink shots for it? Let's have a try and go on.
Yeah, but that's right.
You've had too much of your white boys, I think, yeah. We're gonna cut them down. We're gonna see us going to city trains. And on Spanish ones.
All right, and what does it say here? Family names from the Irish, Anglo-Saxon, Anglo-Norman, and Scotch, considered in relation to their etymology, with brief remarks of the history and languages, peoples to whom we are indebted for their origin, by Thomas G. Gentry. This is from 1892. Now it says here, Dever, originally Duber, from dub, which means black, dub, black, Like Dublin, the city of Dublin is the city of black. Dublin, man, a dark complexioned man. Dubur, Duibur, Dub, a dark complexioned man. Deegan, all right, and says here Deflin, Dub, Black, Lynn, Marsh, or Swamp. Just like Moor also means swamp, a wasteland. That's another definition for Moor. Just like Dub also means a marsh because you know what? A lot of these dark-skinned people were living along marshes, and it was becoming associated to them as well. So the word meant a lot more than just meaning a wasteland or a marsh. All right. So Dub, Black, Lynn, and Marsh Song said Dub. Duffy. Duffy is also like Dub, pronounced Dub or Dub or Black. Dub, Black, an individual, a black person, a black Dub. All right. Dougal or Douglas, right? Douglas, right? Douglas from black, dark, glass, green, gray, dark gray. Dougal. So Douglas means black too. Douglas. Dougal from dub, black, gal, stranger, a black stranger. Dougal from the same roots. All right. So this book is called Ancient and Modern Britons, a retrospect. This is from volume 1. And it says here Thurman and Davis and Huxley Busk, Virchow, Tubino, and others have proved the existence in Europe of a Neolithic race, small of stature, with long or oval skulls, and accustomed to bury their dead in tombs. Their remains have been found in Belgium and France and Britain, Germany and Denmark, as well as in Spain, but they bear a closer resemblance to the Basques than to any other living people. This Neolithic race has consequently been identified with the Basques and the Iberians, and extreme exponents of the theory do not hesitate to speak of the Iberian ancestors of the people of England, recognizing the racial characteristics in the small, swarthy Welshman, the small dark Highlander, and the black Celts to the west of the Shannon, as well as in the typical inhabitants of Aquitania and Brittany. Some investigators go even further. M.D. Arbois de Jubainville, for example, regards the Iberians as the descendants of the Atlantes. All right, what have we learned about Atlantis? It says, example, the hypothetical inhabitants of Plato's great western isle of Atlantis. All right, so you see what I'm saying? So are these all these swarthy people really from Africa? Is that what you think I'm saying?
No matter how old you are, no matter what genes you are born with, this breakthrough science reveals how this weird secret could be the reason why this man lived a jaw-dropping 197 years.
And maintains that in Europe they possess Spain, Gaul, Italy, and the British Isles, penetrated into Balkan Peninsula and occupied part of northern Africa, Corsica, and Sardinia. From where? From Atlantis, not the origin was in northern Africa. He's saying it came from Atlantis. Thus, we see that the Basques or Euskers were looked at as Ugrians, are brachycephalic or round-headed and sallow, rather than tawny in complexion. As Iberians, they are dolicho or cumbocephalic and of a swarthy hue. According to the one conjecture, they are nearer the Eskimo than the Tasmanian. According to others, they are more Australoid than Mongoloid. The points which they are share in common viewed from either position are their short stature and black hair and eyes. The probability is that the Ugrians were a greatly mixed people, and that they constituted a meeting ground for those two great human families whose qualities they possess in varying degrees. Indeed, so far as nomenclature goes, there is evidence of their hybrid character. They were certainly Ugri or black Ugris as well as white. Again, there was black Ugris as well as white, black Khazars as well as white Khazars. All right, there was also black Khazars. All right, they weren't all white. You know, we say the Ashkenazis are Khazars. Well, maybe they're from their white Ukrainian ones, you know, or maybe some of them were from the black Khazars too, you know. But again, there were black Khazars and white Khazars, black Bulgarians and white Bulgarians, of all whom belong to this classification of Ungari, Ugri, or ogres. An ogre A same authority states that Constantine Polygonetius tells us that the Hungarians, by him called Turks, formerly dwelt near the Khazars in a place called Lebidius. Then he says they were not called Turks, but Sabartoisfali. Sues ingeniously conjectures that the first syllables are equivalent to the German Swart, Swart, Swartzy, Swartz, black, and that the whole word is a translation of the Slavic Cerni Ugri, black Ugri, by which the Hungarians are known in later Russian writers. The Hungarians were known as the black Ugri. Hungarians, the Hun, are known in later Russian as writers, while white and black, as is well known, means with Eastern writers little more than dominant and dependent. Thus, the black Khazars or Hungarians were the subjects of the white Khazars. He's saying here. It says black or Kara. All right, so Kara, this is an explanation that he was talking about. I just wanted to show the footnote. So Kara, Carolina, Kara, much love to drop. We're breaking this down. Kara means black. Kara, Carolina, Kara. All right, so it says this word is an example of the Ugrian element in Celtic speech. In Gaelic, it is siar or kiar, which is spelled car, and ker in modern Scottish surnames. All right, so all these surnames that he was letting you know means black. Okay, all of which are simply kiar or sar. The final a of the slower speaking Mongoloids has dropped off, but the word is the same. It now means swarthy or dark brown rather than black, which signifies signification attaches more distinctly to the word dub. All right, remember dub, and that means black too. Dub, Dublin, right? Dublin, dub is all about swarthiness or people of dark complexion. All right, continuing in the book, it says, but at any rate, the people known as Iberians were spread all over the British Islands, whether indigenous or immigrants, and some of their tribes were known as Damoni and Siluris. This seems to be generally admitted. Physically, they were swarthy of color. All right, they were swarthy of color and curly hair and were bearded like goats. They or some clans of them worshipped the gods, and both men and women professed a knowledge of the future. So then the Druids in Druidesses, who had colleges in an island near the coast of Brittany, who professed a knowledge of the future, who the men at least were figured as bearded like goats, and who worshipped the gods were dark-skinned, curly-haired Iberians of the tribe of the Siluris of the Moni. And this is the Journal of the Anthropological Institute of Great Britain and Ireland, volume 17 from 1888. Long before the Roman conquest, the intrusive Aryan Celt had been intermarrying with the older inhabitants of the country, who doubtless belonged to more than one race, the result being that the so-called Celtic race is an amalgamation, all right, of races different physiologically but dominated by a common moral and intellectual character. The consequence of subjection for a long series of generations to the same conditions of life, it has become a commonplace of ethnology that the so-called Celtic race includes not only the fair complexioned Aryan Celt, but also the black Celt or Iberian with the dark skin, black hair and eyes and small limbs. The subject, however, is much more complex than this simple division would imply. We have seen that under the red Celt are included two distinct varieties. The black Celt is equally irreducible to the single type, or the fact that two types of red and black recur in the same family. My own, for example, not only indicates their long continued intermixture, but suggests the existence of intermediate varieties. All right, but they're letting you know in this book that the Celts also were black, these Celts, right? These Celts, black Celts. In my address to the Archaeological Institute of Salisbury, I have referred to the peculiarities of this district as an ancient ethnical frontier and to the existence of a small, dark race of people amongst the peasantry at a present time. Says the Mediterranean type of Italy and Spain, brachycephalic, short, dark, with black eyes, dark hair. This he thinks is Iberic and ultimately Berber. The Slavonic type, brachycephalic, with a short face, short stumpy nose, and little beard. This is the Turco-Tatar or Ugric type. To this type belong the lower classes of Bavaria in southern Germany, who are brachycephalic and dark, while the upper classes are dorscephalic, tall and fair. The Celts are largely mixed. Some classes are tall and red-haired, others short and dark. The Iranians and Indians originally tall and fair, but much altered by climatic influences. So this book is called Ancient and Modern Britons, a retrospect. This is from volume 1. Perhaps this distinction does not exist, but at any rate, if the small dark Highlander and the black Celt to the west of Shannon be assumed to be the descendants of Iberians, it may fairly be argued that with so much intermixture with fairer races during the last 2,000 years, the stock must now be lighter skinned than then, and and its representatives of the first century must have been actually as black as Negroes. As a matter of fact, Pliny characterizes their complexion as Ethiopian, that is, as black as an Ethiopian. And it may be that the curliness of their hair was of the same nature as a Negro also. Thus, the Negritos of Huxley, the owners of such skulls as those found in Caithness, may have been allied to the ancient Iberians. The wild tribes of Ireland were black men. It's hinted by the fact that a wild Irishman is Gaelic, a black Irishman, Dub Irenach. All right? A black Irishman is a wild Irishman, they're saying here. Dub Irenach. And it says, according when one looks again into the Gaelic dictionary, one finds the Gorman is wood. Plainly, therefore, a man who is titled Gorm is wood stained or wood stained man. Now, although it's the Gaelic of Scotland, a Negro is known as Duin Dub, a black man. He is known in the Gaelic of Ireland as Duin Gorm, a blue, green, or wood stained man. And while in the Scottish Highlands the adjective glass is used to signify both swarthy and green, in Wales it has the meaning of green and blue. And in the latter country, the Gaelic gorm, here spelled gorm, is equivalent to brown. What possible explanation for all these apparent confusions of terms can there be except the patent one that a brown skinned man and a wood colored man were one and the same? Wood colored wood, mahogany, copper colored mahogany, wood. These sketches are the presentment of what in all conscious is savage people, the Maatei or marsh folk against whom Severus fought were Caldoni, nicknamed Picts, known as Moors or black men, all right, meaning their skin, of the race of Damuni, who had curly hair, which may mean Siablaka, and swarthy skins, which they tattooed with their family totems. They wore nothing except their weapons, like Zulus or any other dark-skinned savages. They smeared their faces with the blood of their foes. If they, the Demoni, were not Norwegians and the latter Danes, but the typical Dane of today is not a black-haired man, quite the reverse. And dub means black without any word of hair. All right, dub means black. It doesn't have nothing to do nothing with hair. They're letting you know. It has nothing to do with hair because they try to say, well, they mean people with black hair. No, they mean people with black complexion. These two sections of invaders were also known as Finn, Genti, and Dub Genti, white Gentiles and black Gentiles. And as according to Armstrong, Fionn, Lockley Naig, and Dub Lockley Naig, white and black Lockliners. All right, so these clans and these people have different complexions, white and dark skin uh, types of these people. All right, complexion. And they're actually or the Scandinavians. Basically, it says and black Luckily Niners or Scandinavians. And in the wars of the Gadhill and the Gaels and Gauls, the Danari, Dan, are styled black Danars or black Danes. Talking about a very high percentage of mixture with Danites here. All right. If in none of these terms is there any hint that the color of the hair is indicated, but the expression used by St. Bergen And speaking of the Norwegians, leaves no room for doubt. He calls them the Gentiles of pure color. The Danes then were not of pure color, they were dub or black as any raid, let us suppose, as the Black Huns, who were of a dark complexion, almost black. What may be called genealogical evidence of the existence of black-skinned races existing in Scotland within historic times has already been adduced in considering the Moors, and it is difficult to decide whether the example given out to be styled Picts, so-called, or Danes. They're saying, should we be calling them Moors or Picts or Danes? Because both were Picts, because both were Picts and contemporaries and lived at the same time. And they were distinct, which still bears the name of the ancient Moray men, was also the very district in which the Danes, in parentheses, lingered longest, that excluding the Isles. So he's trying to tell you there's a connection there with the Danes, Danites, Picts, these so-called Picts, right? If you don't know the Picts, the movie Braveheart, he was supposed to be representing a Pict, right? And so, of course, they whitewashed it, right? And they put, Mel Gibson on. You can take my land, but you can't take my freedom. It was a good movie though. But the pigs were definitely aboriginal melanated people. And could they have come from the old world, the true old world, Atlantis, so-called Atlantis, America? I remember earlier he says there's definitely proof that they might have come from there and mixed with these Iberians and then these other people in Ireland and all that. So he's saying the Danes also have a lot of influence. They lived at the same time with the pigs. All right. So the pigs meant like almost saying pictures or tattoos because they had a lot of tattoos in their body, almost just like the California Indians, the old pictures we see of the California Indians. All right. Now it says for which reason it had become the hunting ground of the fair-skinned victors, descendants of the Freckshire and the Flemen. Beowulf the Flemen, founder of the powerful Innes family and others of kindred race. Therefore, when a black man is discovered on a family tree of 1,000 years ago, he may be either a Dane or a pig. All right. Again, therefore, when a black man is discovered on a family tree of 1,000 years ago, people would either say he's a Dane or a pig. All right. Of those, however, who are better known by the former name, there may be specified an ancestor of the MacLeods or MacLeod. All right. That family being held to be descended at that date of Martin's visit to the Western Islands, and in his words, from Leod, son to the Black Prince of Men, which island was the long time under the rule of the Danes. The father of this Leod was in all probability Olav's Swarty or Olaf the Swarty, mentioned in the Flateian manuscript, who was king of Man during the 13th century. All right, a certain branch of the Campbells has also a similar lineage. Who? The MacLeods, Maloids, Lloyd, they come from Swarty people, and also who? The Campbells. The Campbells, right? Familiar surname.
This right here is one of my 18 audiobooks that I own. It made 82 sales last month on Audible. It's called Learn Spanish for Kids, and I don't even speak Spanish, okay?
So I got this book right here. It's called Anacalypsis. I've read from this book a lot. Um, and in my ancient or untold truth of ancient America and my Hebrew videos, a lot of good information in this book. This guy gets really deep. Again, it's called Anacalypsis, is an attempt to draw aside the veil of the Saitic Isis or the inquiry into the origin of languages, nations, and religions by Godfrey Higgins, Esquire. All right, this is from volume 1, and he says right here, says some years ago, um, I was informed by a friend since deceased that he had seen a church, I think in the Netherlands, dedicated to the Black Virgin, a la Virgin Noire. I have no doubt of the fact, though I have forgotten the place. Here we have the Black Venus and Ceres. All right, Ceres is linked also with the corn deity of America. If you saw my corn videos, this Ceres, this Black Virgin. All right, the corn mother, actually. Same thing. They were the nourishment, the corn mother, A lot of it, that whole Mary and all that, is coming out of that too as well. And again, they're telling us here that we have the Black Venus and Ceres to make this the thing complete. We want nothing but a church dedicated to the Black Savior. And if we cannot show this, there's scarcely a church in Italy where a Black Bambino may not be seen, which comes very near it, a Black Bambino. If Pausanias had told us that the infant Jupiter, which he found in Arcadia, had been black, we should have had all required, for he had before told us that Jupiter had the title of Savior, and Statius tells us he was black. All right, Jupiter was what? Black. Jupiter, the god Jupiter? Who's Jupiter? AKA Toph. Who's this black savior? Their savior, right? Zeus, Black Bambino. Either way, they're letting us know these Black Bambinos can be seen everywhere. And even their gods are so called black. Says, I believe that all the Black Bambinos of Italy are Negroes, not merely blacks. This admitted, it would prove the very early date of their entrance into Italy. Dr. Pritchard has successfully proved that the blackness of the skin is not caused by heat alone. It's not just because they got a tan, that the Negro is to be found in cold as well as hot climates, and that the change, which in various instances has taken place in his complexion, is to be ascribed more to civilization than to climate. All right? It's not about, oh, because you live near the equator that you're dark. They're letting you know that right here. Because the Negro is to be found in cold as well as hot climates. All right? It's to be ascribed more to civilization than to climate. This perfectly agrees with the observation of Mr. Crawford that man is found improved and rich and farinaceous, but stationary in desert districts. Civilization was the effect of the former, barbarism of the latter. All right, and well, if we follow civilization, we know that a big thing of civilization was agriculture, people being able to settle down and massively produce food instead of just hunting all the time and following, so this was with corn. Corn helped civilize people, and most of these cities, ancient cities in America, was corn. The mound builders, in Mexico, Peru, it was corn, and then they had their other foods, but corn was the main staple. It says it cannot reasonably be doubted that a race of Negroes had formerly preeminence in India. These were the inhabitants of India in the time of the curly-headed Buddha, who was succeeded after 2160 or 2160 years by the long-haired Krishna, one an incarnation of the solar god in Taurus, the other in Aries. Thus I count for the Negro Buddha and for the handsome, though black Krishna. All right, all their deities are represented as so-called black people or Negro people. Their features, their hair, especially Buddha, and they know this. All right, those are little corn rolls or little like when they separate the hair, the locks, the little locks, right, on top of the hair of the Buddha. And somebody told me yesterday, left a comment and said, "Hey, sounds like Prince Maya from the Ramayana." He says, "I believe it's the same person as Buddha, and it's most likely, maybe it is." We're gonna dig on that. In aid of this theory, a reconsideration of the foregone pages will show that we have found the black complexion or something relating to it, whether we have approached to the origin of the nations, the alma mater, the goddess Multimamia, the founders of the oracles, the Memons or first idols were always black. Venus, Juno, Jupiter, Apollo, Bacchus, Hercules, Astaroth, Adonis, Horus, Apis, Osiris, Ammon. In short, all the wood and stone deities were black. The images remained as they were first made in very remote times. They were not susceptible of any improvement, and when for any reason they required renewal, they were generally made exactly after the former sacred pattern. I once saw a man repainting a black god on a house side in Italy. Says Mr. Franklin makes an observation which is new to me, that the ancient Etrurians had the countenances of Negroes, the same as the images of Buddha in India. This is very striking when compared with the proofs which I have given in my Celtic Druid chapter 2 section. All right, he's convinced. So this book is called Ancient and Modern Britons, a retrospect. This is from volume 1.
So, what if I said the fix for autoimmune disease is the exact opposite of what people are traditionally told to do? Now,
Pennant speaks of Sir Colin, ancestor of the Brett Baldwin line, the famous Knights of Rhodes, surname from his complexion and from his travels dubbed Na Rome or Black Colin of Rome. And in a manuscript history of the Campbells, written about 1827, the author says that Rick Dairin, dubbed Loch Oin, the Black Knight, or Loch was the name then used by the Highlanders in mentioning the chief of the Duin, Campbells, who or their followers were probably the swarthy men from Lorne, introduced in one of the legends. The swarthy men from Lorne. They must have been laterally displaced by a totally different race, as that member of the clan, whom I have just quoted, states that the Campbells nowadays boast of their yellow hair. All right. So what is he telling you right there? They must have been displaced. Why is he saying that? Why is this author from this book, right, saying, yo, these people must have been displaced? Why? By a totally different race. Because the members of that clan now, they happily boast of their yellow hair. They don't, describe the old, people that were being called, by this name and this clan. All right. Do you have those names on your surname? Are you the one that got replaced? It says here, the Danes then were like the Moors, black. So the Danes were like the Moors. They weren't the Moors. They were like the Moors, black, meaning they were dark skinned, just like anybody being referenced more, black. Like them too, they were pigs, as more than one eminent writer has proved. The title of Gorm, Woodstained, is not confined to Highland genealogies. It was the actual name of a grim old pagan Dane who ruled over Denmark in the earlier part of the 10th century, and the word survived lately in that province of the Black Gentiles, Northumberland, where it bore the significance of to smear, to dub. So also were the pigs known as such, at home on sea as well as on land, like the Danes. In the year 729, the Irish annals record that 3 ships of the Picard dock were wrecked this year on Iroy's Cuisine, and 10 years previously there had been fought the maritime battle of Ardenisby between Duncan, the son of Bec, with the tribe of Gabran, and Selbach, with the tribe Lorne, in which battle certain chiefs were slain, whether as Danes or as pigs. They were a swarthy, piratical race, a swarthy, piratical race. And it is interesting to notice that the custom of tattooing has survived longest in their professional descendants, our own seamen. But the swarthy hue asserts itself still, though, in a modified degree. Last century, when Martin described the western islands of Scotland, he remarked that the complexion of the natives of Skye was, for the most part, black. Scotland, black. Of the natives of Judah, or as that a D, Judah, he said that they were generally black of complexion, and of Aran that they were generally brown, and some of black complexion. The inhabitants of the Isles of Gigay presented a greater mixture. They were fair or brown in complexion, and Pennant, speaking of the Islay people, describes them as lean, withered, dusky, and smoke dried. In the memorable tour through the north and west of Scotland, Johnson and Boswell several times took notice of the swarthy color of some of the natives. All right, the swarthy color of who? The natives. And where? Scotland. And there says, whether we look therefore at the Danes of history or at the people who today have the best claim to be regarded as their descendants, we see before us men of swarthy skin, swarthy skin. And what is more, we see that Meredith and the Southern Welsh of the 10th century were by inference Centro Croy. All right. It says here, chapter 8. All right. So I try to go through most of the book and pick out, parts where they were describing. All right. So this says here, before going on to consider the various consequences of regarding the Danish pirates as swarthy Danish pirates. All right. Now we're talking about pirates. Who? Danish, Danites, Danish pirates. The tribe Tuat, the Tuat, the Danan. Danan came in ships. Danites, Danish pirates, a swarthy half Mongoloid people. It is advisable to discover, if possible, what traces they have left of their complexion in the topography and the language of this country, they and any other black race. Says the presence there of a blackamoor of so-called pigs, work, example, Moors work, a circular structure of large stones strongly fortified by a wall, which stands on the left bank of the Black Burn, a mountain stream in the parish of Castleton, Roxburgh Shire, proclaims with equal distinctness that the river owes its title to the swarthy people who once dwelt beside it. Beside other Black Burns, there is a village of Blackburn in Lincolnshire, a village of Blackford in Perthshire, and another in Mid Lothian. This last is situated in the neighborhood of Morton Hall, where there are several tumuli or pyramids or mounds, and near at hand are Pentlands, example Paintlands, formerly Pig or Piglands, the land of the pigs, a name which still clings to the northeastern limit of Scotland, once known as Galib, or the land of the Gallies, or foreigners, who, whether early pigs or later Danes, were painted Moors. They were painted dark skin. Pigs were foreigners. Where were they coming from, these pigs? Was it Atlantis again? Of other Scottish rivers showing a like pedigree, there may be named the Black Esk, the Black Cart, the Black Adder, each of which has a companion white stream of the same name, the Black Devon and the Black Megget Water, each of which has a companion bearing no distinctive forename, and it may be noted that the Blackadder flows through the district known as the Merse or Marsh, and that the Avondale was one of the chief rivers of those marsh dwellers, or Matai, the Swarthy, the Moni. Says two consecutive circles are traceable on it. Black House, a range of mountains on the natural border of Selkirk and Preble Shires. This region, from so early a period as the time of Malcolm Seymour, belonged to the family of Douglas or Dub Glass or Black Swarthy. Douglas is two ways of saying basically dark, black, Swarthy. Douglas, and appears to have been used by them as both as fastness and hunting ground. Black Law, a ruined tower of the Douglases of Finkeland, Blackwater, the territory now forming Patrick Parish, Wintonshire. Several of these places and some other black names are within the limits of the Pigs, Blackamoors, Dyke, a long line of ancient fortification in Galloway and Dumfriesshire, commencing at Loch Ryan near Innismesson and extending to the upper part of the Solway Firth. It separates the fertile lands of the seaboard districts from the irreclaimable waste and wild fastness of the mountains. And that this particular district should teem with relics of the black people is not surprising, since according to Mr. Skene, the Pigs of Galloway retained their individuality longer than any other division of their kindred.
Good evening to everyone and welcome to the Y2K show. I'm Papa Will, your host, and we're going to have us a good time. We're going to get the party started here in just a little bit.
Go.
Thank you for watching the Y2K Show.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal.
When the revolution comes. When the revolution comes. When the revolution comes. When the revolution comes, some of us will probably catch it on TV with chicken hanging from our mouths. You'll know it's revolution because there won't be no commercial. When the revolution comes. When the revolution comes. When the revolution comes. Preacher pimps are gonna split the scene with the communion wine stuck in their back pockets. Faggots won't be so funny then, and all the junkies will quit their nod and wake up when the revolution comes. When the revolution comes, transit cops will be crushed by the trains after losing their guns, and blood will run through the streets of Harlem, drowning anything without substance when the revolution comes. When the revolution comes. When the revolution comes. When the revolution comes. I hope pearly white teeth fall off the mouths that speak of revolution without reference. The course of revolution is 360 degrees. Understand the cycle that never ends. Understand the beginning to be the end, and nothing is in between but space and time that I make or you make to relate or not to relate to the world outside my mind, your mind. Speak not of revolution until you are willing to eat rats to survive. When the revolution comes.
Cool, old school, big Snoop Dogg, I be breaking the rules. I'm phenomenal, your mama knows, so I'ma go and get it. Did the beat, so you know I got to spit it. You got the look of a diva, dog got it all now. I follow the procedure, I need you to leave your mind, but bring
harder. Do we start with the top, then move it to the bottom? Let your dress hit the floor like your panties need dropping. Damn, you look good, girl, rocking the set, getting it wet. Correct me if I'm wrong so I can place my bet. This is the time of the night when your girls join in, cause I'm the type of motherfucker fucking you and your friend. East Coast to the west side, doing it all night. Take you one at a time, no need for a cat fight. The D-O-double-G-Y and the W-E-S-T.
Oh yes, it's Diva night, and she's feeling right. Oh yes, it's Diva night, gonna get it in time. Oh yes, it's Diva night, and she's feeling right. Oh yes, it's Diva night, gonna get it in time.
Get it in time.
Me and my girls out at the club, dancing all night long to the robot dog. Gotta be a hoot, but I catch my eye. Super duper kind with a super sweet smile. Gotta get to know me in the right way. Turn up the Marley and pass the J. Looking so fine, listening to reggae. In your arms, I want to stay. I'm the queen, yeah, I'm a diva. Come too close, you'll catch a fever. My love spell on you, then you got amnesia.
Oh yes, it's Diva night, and she's feeling right. Oh yes, it's Diva night, gonna get it in time. Oh yes, it's Diva night, and she's feeling right. Oh yes, it's Diva night, gonna get it in time.
Get it in time.
We gave it to him one cut.
Johnny West.
It is okay to be so stressed and overwhelmed that you feel like you need to talk to someone about it. And by that, I mean going to therapy.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me, so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
With my forehead.
You need people like me, so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Up in California, ayy. Real niggas from the Bay. From Frisco to San Jose, we on a paper chase. Looking ahead for better days. From the cradle to the grave. We mob for it, partner by the dock of the bay. I'm on the block with the Glock, still copping the yay. And you don't really need the vest, cause you'll get popped in the face. I'm on some old 89 shit, rocking the bass. I'm on a paper chase, trying to stuff a knot in the safe. And keep the pistols by my waist and pop the knot in the safe. I'm like the rap Barry Bonds, puffing blueberry bomb. And I'm a ball like LeBron, stack chips like Sean John. It's all official blood, young thugs hustle for life. Not really tripping off the consequences, knowing the price. You know this ghetto life got us living so ghetto trifling. You can find me in the ghetto, in the cutlass with the metal pipes, black and white, rally stripes, mobbing through the ghetto night. I see the light, searching for a better life. Expensive flights, we mob, cause we mob it, we mob it, we mob it.
With my forehead. With my forehead.
Every day, all day.
With my forehead.
Up in California, ayy. Real niggas from the Bay.
You need people like me, so you can point your fucking
Frisco to San Jose,
and say, that's
we
the
on the
bad
paper
guy.
chase.
We mobbing like we all out of brain fluid. We make history every time we make music. Not losing like the 72 Dolphins, stepping through bosses, balling and flossing, making you nauseous, saying Quinn, a hip-hop messiah with the block riders, Bay niggas the illest, call me biased, tries and get tied up, duct tape the hitting, we touch paper, shake prison, my eyes full of ambition, pistol full of ammunition for my protection and my protection alone. We can chop game, or I can come and wreck your dome, from the 415, and when I slide up, all you hear is my 415s slapping the rap game. Yeah, man, we in this for the kids to one day run the family business. We tear one-on-one, Highway 80 and 880. My homies in 100-degree heat, they still shake.
We on this thug shit, money, power, drug shit, mobbing like the Taliban. Bundles wrapped in rubber bands, don't test me. The young Joe Pesci, shit gets messy on the block. I'ma get it from slanging raps, or I'ma get it from slanging rocks. It don't stop. This shit is hot like the summertime. And if you wanna hear it again, it gon' impress me wine. Cause I'm that nigga sipping wine in the booth, 80 proof, Grey Goose. Let me get loose, I'm a monster, steak and lobster. We make reservations up at Crest stations. I like the finer things of life. This rhyme is dedicated to my cousin Comatose.
You need people like me, so you can point your fucking finger. I say that's the bad guy.
We're mobbing, mobbing. We're mobbing, 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 mobbing.
Haha, the remix.
We creeping in too, baby.
We got 5 on everything, man.
We got Drew Down. We got the Looney.
Let's go to Yuck Man.
Yeah, Richie Rich. Eat folded.
Spice Hurricane.
Say you got 5 on my tender, you can bend her over the table, but be sure that you bring my stallion back to my stable. Say, bruh, no elementary school ground playing, not a $5 bill, but 500 on the real field. I'm on the level, stay mellow, no criticism from the fellows. Hello, being key during the high speed, but still don't tap the BB. I'm DD, Drew Brown, baby.
Like that crib, I drop fever. So either put your 5 up, or you got to leave it like Bieber. Cause see ya, Nicky Perfect broke a smoke, just slip all day. Go home and buy Big Tricky with his pretty, then parlay. I got 5 on the Hennessy, Seagrams or Gordons. Cause this is how we do it like Montel Jordan. I'm from the Oakland City. Frank Nitty is a donut. I'm blowing it up like Oklahoma.
Put your feet with my fin, best believe we'll bend. More corners than you thought, to something right is bought. Most Czaks, believe that. Token. Where you from? Oakland, smoking in attempts to crack the chest plate. The zips be so fluffy, the whole town love me. At every event, I'm sacked up, so if you need me, scream double R when you see me.
Let's get ye. I got 5 on it. Messing with that in the weed. I got 5 on it. It's got me stuck and not too bad. I got 5 on it. Let's go
E40, why your trick me so bad? 40 makes it happen. 5K slacking, revenue growth, and just a little bit of lightweight flamboyant, potent fumes linger, mighty clouds and northern lights. Respect the Victor Baron, and you be violating my civil rights. I'm starting to feel my skrilla, but perhaps today my skill ain't killing me. For the simple fact that I'm off to the track with hella fools be. Pockets empty, pitching 5, man, I'm thirsty. Took off my hat, passed it around.
Me and these 42 the head coming fed plus. Yup, let the lead bust. Ready to do a murder, man. Heard off the hurricane. Learn the game. Witness what being on 2 fists equal. Me killing people like Jason facing death every sequel. Insane in the membrane. Bring the pain like method. Neglected. Smoking crisps at night to the brain for breakfast. Guzzle the Hindu fence to do the evil that men do. Give me peace. I shall proceed and continue.
Let's get ye. I got 5 on it. Messing with that in the weed. I got 5 on it. It's got me stuck and not so bad. I got 5 on it. Let's go out for the side.
Yeah, it's been a while since I hollered from the town, mess around and heard y'all getting up. Said I gotta be down, cause new styles is going down. Look around you, tunes from the loon spreading round and round you. Back to get my old on, they let me flow on. The 35 on it, yeah, I'm on it. Still bringing satin for them draws. Velvet for the mic and got a pound for the cause.
Rolling up cannabis sativa, hitting a Mary Jane. Smoking a 5 before it's 12 o'clock, sipping on Hurricane. Better than smoke on the endo, rolling up my window. Finna go to the land with a handful of broccoli. When it comes to the sticky, I'm the man. Crunch nasty, I'll be hitting the J so hard I earl. Falling on the floor, finna have a stroke. THC ain't no joke. I got 5 on everything, let's get loaded and smoke. SPICE about to hit it and crow.
I got 5 on it. Let's get ye. I
What's up, baby? It's me, your boy with the cake that's always tight. You're a little short on some ends? Don't worry, I take care of that. I got 5 on that. I got you.
These niggas is strange. Ain't funny. You know what I'm saying? When I'm sliding. These niggas is strange. It's strange, man. It's like somebody stressing trying to get this rap shit right. I'm in it for 22 years, hustling my life. These niggas so shifty, they hate that's love. But that's alright, you already made me a thug. I'm a holler boy slugs, like my ass car. I'm trying to stop looking like I do with your bar. This is C raw, it'll show you your car. I'ma have your main bitch passing out like all. No, you bad like Michael Jackson. And that song probably hard ready for action. Man, I'm blasting, really ain't it look crazy. That's on grandma, I keep it creative. I'm Mercedes, smoking that heat. They wanna see a nigga folded in the street. Bloody damn me in the life of the ace. When niggas believe you slop right over your seat, these niggas strange. But I like it. These niggas is strange. When I'm up and down the avenue. Strange. But I like it. These niggas is strange. When I'm up and down the avenue. I got a 6-8 cool nut, hella dip. We candy ass paint, gold ass tips. We call this shit flips, so I gotta watch these haters. The smithy is smash on them like mashed potatoes. Nothing can save you, so don't even holler. Y'all shit move, our shit a wild. On everything was stronger than popular rhythm. Ho, you ain't know, it's fresh to a bit. The homie got the city, so don't get too jumpy. I fuck around and leave your ass holy and bumpy. Back like Humpty Dumpty, but fucking the game. And if I get caught, I'm completely insane. It's all in your hands, taking you ain't right. You'll never do it like fucking shooting the light. The game ain't nice, so I gotta stay lean. I put that on every fucking thing. These niggas strange. But I like it. These niggas is strange. When I'm up and down the avenue. Strange. But I like it. These niggas is strange. When I'm up and down the avenue.
Hey, these niggas lame, strange, fake, fugazi. I'm Pablo the pimp, I make the bitch pay me. I've been stacking on the block, now they looking at me crazy. Gotta keep the hammer around me, cause these niggas shady. Plotting on the meal, had to get it out the project. Hit it with the water, straight drop, that's the process. Cocaine, baby, I was raised off the dope smoke. Clientele knocking, got them chicken out the front door. Jumped off the porch, head first into the dope gang. Mind elevated, gotta get it out the bitch, man. State to state, different cities, all I know is cash flow. Gotta cop the porn, that's what I'm living fast for. Pockets full of blue things, wood full of blue cook. Took your bitch with one glance, nigga, that's a no look. Cut across the mob, nigga, you gon' get your life took. Niggas that strange when they see a nigga pull up.
But I like it. These niggas is strange. When I'm up and down the avenue. Strange. But I like it. These niggas is strange. When I'm up and down the avenue.
Yeah. Yo. 1, 2, 1, 2. Got them in trees, nigga, green, purple, and orange. Could've keep a bowl of trees that look like some lucky charms. The scrapers and the bins, hot boxing with all my friends. Eyes bloodshot, my blood shot, the lenses. I come up fresh out of Kush coma, it's boss a lady with a bag of Kush, 2 bitches and crocodile bikini. With a rolling Kush, the OG. Split the spice, OG1, Kenobi. I'll hold me, smoking my chest and keep it in. Treat it like it's doing shot in the pen. And when I laid it out, my cranium soaking the game in. No shame, nigga, I'm high in the soul plane. Eyes lost, shining like diamonds on your chain. Real talking, Betty Chico, smoke like a soul train, nigga. Smoking zips and pounds, getting hot in the motherfucker and never coming down, baby.
I'm high as fuck, and I'm never coming down. I'm never coming down.
me in the clouds, puffing on loud pounds, bound, break it down, crumble. Tally dubs around me, saliva bubbles. I'm doubting that I'm arriving on time to whatever's coming. It's the sativa and indica blend in my rebel like a plane. Take a pump again, stay on the level, keep a lane out the circle. And if it's CD, then please proceed to the back and take your seat to your stubble. Nice, life's tight, we smoke neon hydro. I ain't a white boy blowing, it's got me gone. I gotta get right, man, I got shit to do. This money won't make itself a man. This shit I got police, they got me spitting truth. One hit and watch me ascend. Approach the levels only read about tablets from the founders of it. I'll smoke you out and have you out on the bed. Fuck it with me and have you high as fuck. Cotton out with eyes that are red. Bitch,
I'm high as fuck, and I'm never coming down. I'm never coming down. Never coming down. I'm high as fuck, and I'm never coming down.
Pass another blunt of that good shit, the one that makes you cruise like a cruise ship, blaze it up and take a tow. Man, the way we smoking the shit up, keep it lit up, let the split up, keep the white grape in the pocket, get it ready for the getter. Motherfuckers squatted on this crazy shit. I keep my hand on the nine and keep my hand on the split.
we're holding it, you gotta pass it back. I grab the rapid strap and ring crack, I mean that I got me bro.
Dice, can you less finesse to boil me some tea, bro, for real, yo. I got couch locking Chinese eyes from the head to the feet, yo.
So let the weed blow, THC, the edible treats, bro. No stinking seeds, though. Give me that medical, roll it up. I ain't got what you need, bro.
I'm high as fuck, and I'm never coming down. I'm never coming down. Never coming down. I'm high as fuck, and I'm never coming down.
Flair and glory is ours.
Your father left it to you for a reason.
If they want my company.
Yep. Okay. Whatever. Don't try to talk to me like you know what this is. Yeah, I know I might have symptoms that are familiar to you, but I got this. Thanks anyway.
Don't let this eat me alive. I only can see this world from the inside.
I was back here trying to get something off the sink, off the stove myself, Tanya. I was back here trying to get something off the sink, off the stove myself, Tanya. I was back here trying to get something off the sink.
And I'm putting it inside. And nothing's making sense. And I have no patience for anything. So I'm going on everything. Somebody get me out of here.
You don't see what I see, so how the hell you gonna stop these voices in my head that got me awfully rocky? Do you copy? Traumatized much from homicide, what? Don't wanna flip up, mama, I must be the one that I trust. I ain't got no friend, I ain't got no grin, but I'm macho when I lock load and I block foes in. When I stop souls in a rock hold, I'ma drop those sins. In a box so slim, inside of my knock crows grim. My hurt, it goes deep, I serve and go weep. A vertical leap when you're alert in your sleep. Was a word of a treatment, somebody murdered more peace. Inside of my third, it's so bleak, done so much dirt, I go leap to cheap.
Don't let this eat me alive. I only can see this world from the inside. And I'm holding it inside. I can cut you back and let it go. And nothing's making sense. And I have no patience for anything. So I'm going on everything. Somebody get me out of here.
I'm thinking about my lady. Is she doing something shady? Like having dudes around my baby. Situations got me crazy. Brainiac and subjects. A maniac in public. They say the everything say you stand for no maniac. Me the fuck is cold. Feeling my love is cold. And but I'm in off with my tongue. Gotta watch my mug. It's blood. What I need right now from Malia is to give it a hug. I gotta grudge it. Hold on, God bless my money. So I got it. I'm stable. I'm willing, I'm willing, and able. It's feeling, I'm feeling, I'm crazy. Look at my medical person on the table. But keep me cool. It's a good birthday for my baby girl. So the time I'm dealing with my mind, she's gonna come in this crazy world. Don't let this eat me alive. See this world from the inside. And I'm doing it inside. I can come back and let it go. And nothing's making sense. And I have no patience for anything. So I'm going on everything. Somebody get me out of here.
You'll probably see the crazy feats of danger that I survived. I'm wondering living. If you let me, then I get living. I might just go commit a crime. I can feel them staring at me all crazy like they don't understand what I was saying, but you is in death. Man, I've been away for 7 days and I just can't after seconds. So now I'm about to take another job and try to battle other demons. Can't let it win. I'm gonna take a semi-automatic into my dream and pop shots to the yard, drop to the end. That was going fine till the hands fall flashback and the yard started rising from the dead. Now this is the double, the medicine is over. One moment I got up for the exit quick. My psychiatrist told me I ain't got no hope. I ain't got no pills that I can pop the copes. Need to buckle down and try to battle it out and try to dodge the shit that they about to throw. No, I put in the hours, but it still feels like I got a loose grip on my skill set. But fuck it, no, I need to get it over my head if I'm really about to do this. All another minute, gotta give it all I got. One shot, gotta make this shit count on the clock. Watch my shit talking, sweat dripping from the top of my head, fall into my eyes. So God, please let me do my best. And pop, there's a hole in my bulletproof vest. Shot to the chest, man, I'm running out of breath, but I can't do this one to let this shit rest.
Don't let this eat me alive. I only can see this world from the inside. And I'm holding it inside. I can cut it back and let it go. And nothing's making sense. And I have no patience for anything. So I'm going on everything. Somebody get me out of here.
Friday music.
Y2K show contains material that some may find offensive or inappropriate. We play your kind of video. Coming November 11th, Voodoo Lounge, 14 South 2nd Street, San Jose, California. The Boogie Womack record release party. Guest appearances by Burner Mac, Filthy Rich, Gold Toes, Mac Mall, Jimmy Roses, and Tracks of Me. Spinning on the ones and twos will be DJ Louis Seidel of 90.9 101.5 KSJS. For bottle services, contact 408-849-9236.
Boogeyman, yeah, there we go. Check me out, yeah, back my boss on me, yeah, right. I'm creased up like I stepped out of casket. Pull up to the building in the lights, camera, action. Boogie wall macking, I'm just acting like myself. And the big homie told me, nigga, bring up yourself. So I'm like every album, I'ma kill myself. I'm at the club, I can bottle with some models. With another swallow of the ism that I serve. I'm still getting money while I'm posted on this curve. I got game, I got mouthpiece, I run it on her. I make them all wonder, we do it all summer. I'm still making moves, getting money on the under. Front man fashion, nigga, who's ass when you see me in the street, holla, yeah, smoke in the club, boy, I got to get on my feet, boy, yeah, smoke in the club, boy, I'm all over that club, boy, I got to get on my feet, boy, they say I'm Hollywood now, I went straight to Vegas with show girls bright lights, yes, going down tonight, Donald Trump tight, with my button up off, and my cufflinks right, a swag button turn on, swag go all night, holla at your partner, I need a super bad bitch, Lady Gaga, I'm on some straight pimp shit right now, with enough mojo to offset the whole town, you can catch me at the Caesar with a bad senorita with the Las Vegas fever, getting money all evening, and I'm on every season, it's your back for the weekend, and she talking like you're freaking, but it sound like she's a fake game for no reason, now she wanna leave me, oh Mac, where's that, I ain't lose me, customized shoe game, footprint all in the street, I'ma show you how all of us eat, girl, you see me in the street, holla, yeah, smoke in the rub, put it, I'm all over that rub, put it, I got the hands, I'm on my feet, whoa, man, you see me in the street, holla, yeah, smoke in the rub, put it, I'm all over that rub, put it, I got the hands, I'm on my feet, whoa, man, yeah, whoa, man, yeah, whoa, man, yeah. Whoa, man, and I'm gonna show you where it's good at. Parking lot politics, running for the mayorship. Beat to the city, turn the game like dog. 1 minute, when I'm in it to the finish, hit the tennis, cause I'm all like shit. Microphone check straight, I ride through the whole state, trying to get chips. Hollywood wood to make the A-list, baby boss like the whole entire club. Niggas screaming when they see me in the streets, holla, and smoke in the rub, put it, I'm all over that rub, put it, I got the hands, I'm on my feet, whoa, man. When you see me in the street, holla, and smoke in the rub, put it, I'm all over that rub, put it, I got the hands, I'm on my feet, whoa, man, whoa, man.
Tristan on the track. Boy, tell me what you really want from me.
Yeah, girl, you know I really want what's in them dreams.
Boy, tell me what you really want from me.
You can ride with me and take a trip up overseas. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, TWDY, the whole damn yeah, y'all put a chick on robot. I'm so Mac Dre, I got my air code locked. I'm so far away, I took the trip down that coastline, that first go back. I pulled up at the dock, ran script on the chick, she fell in love on the spot. I got to get the gab and the swag with the bash. I'm talking about the ism that you wish you really had. I started talking fast and she started going dizzy. She had me where I'm from the big city. She got silicone teeth. Bill Gates' backyard, I'm a fucking rap star, and I go 100 yards like my new rap off.
Boy, tell me what you really want from me. What you really want from me. Boy, tell me what you really want from me.
You can ride with me and take a trip up overseas. Yeah, stunt man means outstunt everybody. I'm on the dance floor, grooving at a gangster party. Start a Soul Train line, I'm about to lose my mind. I push it to the limit every goddamn time. Yeah, I call shots like a rep. In the kitchen cooking up a batch, 5-star chef. I'm the plug, the connect. Took a book around to the bank and left with a check. Yeah, hey, I make moves with the boss, call me Capo. Lifestyle, I'm living like a new hit the lotto. Flip through the channel, every channel I'ma pop on. Boogie when he made off, I get my ride on.
Boy, tell me what you really want from me. What you really want from me. Boy, tell me what you really want from me.
You can ride with me and take a trip up overseas.
Feeling it? Stickers. I'm a whole nother species, rolling up the queue. Blowing up the spot when I touch down, believe me. Break about bank like I was a Chase VP. Young age boogie made off with the cheese beats. B.I.B. me and B with a 5-piece. Goon team with the moonbeams on the side piece. News team watch the boy move with a few things. Gamma 5 Gamma with a bad mamma jam. I keep cash on hand, get my hopes out the slammer. Waist rock like a band, you can call it Steel Panther. This the hottie anthem, get the party amped up. Mommy got body like a pinned up calendar.
Boy, tell me what you really want from me. What you really want from me. Boy, tell me what you really want from me.
You can ride with me and take a trip up overseas.
Consume the full view, dooms the cruise, and death the auto-tune. I stay ill and autoimmune. I'm in the click and bottle mood, spit to kill with these audio fumes. Disemboweled from the womb, disembodied in the tomb. Carving copies at cartoons, I'm sitting back, watching goons follow moves. Swallow pride and lie in solitude, just to abide by a booze. Quick cruise, lose, sniffing gloom, missing all the color cues. Spewing jaded politics, it only fuels family feuds. Well, we shine like bright hues, season in full bloom. Overcast like June gloom, overcast and Latin tack in a zoom. I'm well cued, true, lucid and lewd. We get the crowd hype while you steady getting booed. My peoples ain't amused, built in ethos to exude. Shrivel egos like a proof. Fecal matter in your spoon, don't sleep or assume. We came from beyond to make the planet rock. Real rock, mega light, head stop, mega flight, reactive responders, mega piece of real rock. Can't stop, won't mega piece of real rock. There won't be no reward to win with no risk. Revenge is a cold dish, served best in a bald fist. Policy gone limp with guppies and gossip. Ain't no boss pimp, nothing, just suspect simps. Fucking loose around the foundry, like they don't know no boundaries. I wear my weirdo proudly, speak my geek and I'll be outie. Watch me bust me Aussie pattern out like Hobby Lobby. They can call me cocky, no Apollo for my rocket. Hit them with a big 10-4 and drop the walkie-talkie. Triple whip a script that's just too cookie to be copied. ET anti-shoots for two, the moon could use some moving through. Dude, who's zooming who?
Mega Busick with Big Red Balloon. You know, that's my baby. Some of y'all know him as Chip Brown. He's been rapping since he was about 16. He's getting Cactus Club performing all the time. Some of y'all know him as Chip Brown. Really got together for the first time in 2000. You know, he used to be the Battle King in San Jose. Yeah, that's right, Mr. Fab. Freestyling and everything. Hey, right now I'm going to move on to our next segment. This segment right here is going to include a poem I wrote. Now, some of y'all might think this poem is kind of funny, you know, and I hope you like it. So let me get with it, okay? It's called A Plan. Plan your plan and work your plan. Plan to plan and plan your plan. The best plans are plans and plans. Plans plan in the south, east, and plan to plainly plan in the northwest. Some plans align like the planets, but often land in the toilets. Plan to plan and start planning your plan. Plans may come and plans may go, but the best made plan is the plan you know. Plan to plan and watch it grow. Grow a plan and watch it go. Next week plan to plan next week's plan. Like Al Green says, a plan is. A plan can make you do right or make you do wrong. Planning does not make a perfect plan. Perfect planning makes a perfect plan. My mother said, grow up, get a good education, and get a good plan. I planned a date, but the plan was too late. I planned a big escape, but the plan was for a different date. I planned the plan of all plans, but I can't remember any of those plans. Plan this, plan that, and that's a fact because the plan approved, which you have your plan right back. One plan plus one plan equals one big plan. Plan a plan around a plan. Come up with a good plan and make your stand. Plan a dinner, plan a date. Plan early and plan to be planning late. A good plan is like a good woman. It will never wait. Divide a plan whose time has come, and it will equal its planned sum. Always remember, plan your plan and work your plan. All right, so I hope y'all like that. Now look, this next artist.
You're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money, see? So yo, I hope you're ready for me. I got a rhyme. I'm a fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I drink a bottle of Hennessy you got on your shelf, so just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with the umpty. Yo, ladies, oh, how I like to funk thee. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump thee. I'm stepping forward, y'all, and just like a Bugatti, you're gonna fall when the stereos behind me. I like the rhyme, I like to be funky, I'm funky, I like oatmeal, I'm sick with this. Straight gangsta Mac. So sometimes I get ridiculous. I leave all your cousins and your licorice. I know you're fat, girl. Come here, are you tickling? Yeah, I call you fat. Look at me, I'm skinny. And it doesn't stop me from getting busy. I'm a freak. I like the girls with the broom. I once got busy in a bathroom. I'm crazy. Allow me to amaze thee. They say I'm ugly, but it just don't faze me. I'm still getting in the beats, and I even got my own dance. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. Come on, I do the Humpty Hump. Come on, I do the Humpty Hump. Check me out, y'all. I do the Humpty Hump. Just watch me do the Humpty Hump. Yeah, do you know what I'm doing the Humpty Hump? Come on, I do the Humpty Hump. I do the Humpty Hump. People say, yo, Humpty, you're really funny looking. That's alright, cause I get things cooking. You stare, you glare, you constantly try to compare me, but you can't get near me. I'm giving more C, and on the floor B, all the girls, they adore me. Oh yes, ladies, I'm really being sincere, cause in the I'm a Humpty nose will tickle you. My nose is big. I'm not ashamed. Big like a pickle. I'm still getting paid. I get by the ladies. You know I'm in charge. Both how I'm living and my nose is large. I get stupid. I shoot an arrow like Cupid. I use a word that don't mean nothing. Like Luke did. I sang on Do What You Like. And if you missed it, I'm the one who said just grab them in the biscuits. Also told you that I like to bite. Well, yeah, I guess it's obvious. I also like to write. All you had to do is give Humpty a chance. And now I'm gonna do my dance. The Humpty Dance. It's a chance to do the hump. Come on, yeah, sexy lady. Do the hump. Come on, Come on and do the Humpty Hop. Oh, do you know what we're doing with the Humpty Hop, y'all?
This breakthrough science reveals how this
Yeah, that's the break, y'all. Look at that bass groove right here. Yeah. Now I told y'all a little bit about myself. Let me tell
Get
you
it, y'all. Get it, Nate. Come on, Tanya. Come on, y'all. Throw it on down and do the Humpty dance.
broken, shaking and twitching, kind of like I was smoking.
Hit that butt action. Throw that one leg out there, Nate.
That's alright, cause my body's in motion. It's supposed to look like a fit of a promotion. Anyone can play this game. This is my dance, y'all. Humpty Hump's my name. No two people.
He's a crazy motherfucker, boy.
When you appear to be in pain.
I did a show with him. We was in there, a bus afterwards. Dude tried to drive off with me in the bus just because I had all the weed. Yep. He thought I was with them or a groupie or something. He didn't realize I was the reason why they was there that night. I don't get out in that way. I told him, I said, man, y'all gotta let me out of here. I got another show tomorrow. I can't be getting stuck up in here hanging out with y'all. But he was cool as fuck. Him and Shock G, Money B. My dude, y'all. And I'm about to crash this. Because I'm getting really close to that point, y'all. So let me get y'all up here and ready for something new. I got something new for y'all to check out. Okay? Slow it down for you a little bit there, Nate. So you and Tiny can get real close. They're gone in. What's up, my love? What's up? Jonah Capillo, my Jonah. That's the love of my life right there, all the way from Hong Kong. Get them hugs and kisses up. Let me go look on your face a little bit there, Jonah. Make me feel so brand new. I want to spend my life with you. They say the things, baby, since we've been together. Ooh, loving you forever is what I need. Let me be the one you come running to. I'll never be far untrue. Well, here we go.
Check it out. Tonight we're gonna do this thing right. It really doesn't matter about the rest. It makes you think I'm invested. That you're loving me right now. Yeah. It really doesn't matter about the rest. It makes you think I'm invested. That you're loving me right now. Hey, 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 hey. Lost in that you're loving me right now. Hey, let's go right now, y'all. Miss Diva, where you at?
Celebrity in the house. Yeah. My love of my life way over there in Hong Kong. I'm about to share something with y'all.
Catch me VIP, big bottles all over the place. All over the place. Drink up, fist on me, don't stress, don't pull out your purse. Don't pull out your purse. What you want? Double shot of Hennessy. What you want? On sunrise, Tokyo tea. What you want? Move over some air. How about a little bit of that Grey Goose? Watch you jump on the speaker and get loose. How about a little chill cask and cream? VIP fulfilling your dreams. Oh, keep the party going like DL. Ain't gotta tell a soul, keep it to yourself. I'm the king of here like T.I. And on my tab, it's whatever you like. I shot it to a Tanqueray. Flashing your boy while I'm on stage. How about a cup of Coke and Bacardi? Fuck with your boy would be the life of.
Yeah! Right! Man, I'm talking about you whack MCs, man. The type to get handed the mic, step up on the stage and stand in one place, man. You're supposed to go home. You're wasting other MCs' time, man. You're wasting the people's time, man. Yeah, I fuck with Chubby Queens. What's up, Clay? I see you, man.
How did y'all like that? That's straight out of my shorts right there. And I don't mean my underwear shorts. That's straight out of the shorts on my YouTube channel. If you haven't done it so far, you should check me out on my YouTube channel. For reals, y'all. Okay, we're going to bring up this next video here. We got about 15, 20 minutes left before we have to roll over and set up and go to Nate's dance-a-thon. You know it's, oh, excuse me, y'all. You know it's going to be a dance-a-thon, so let's just get on with this, and then we'll be ready to go.
Yo,
won't go me guy. Baby see move, baby to me right.
Oh my single girl, what I is a smega. Mutima kwange wakutwala, baby nakumoja. Oh my single girl, what I is a smega. Mutima kwange wakutwala, baby nakumoja. When you left me, I felt so sad. When you pass by, you seize my mind. Nekugamba kongamba, leave me alone.
That song was by my African tribe. Now here we come with Boogeyman once again. And then I'm have to go load up some music or take out the trash, y'all. Did everybody leave it? Is everybody gone? Is everybody gone? Everybody gone?
It's the Boogeyman effect. Yeah, I'm all through the town. A domino effect. I watch them all lay down. And I put it in my system and I spit it on the victim. I bring it back to the block. And it's still short town. Mouth the ball to my hit the ground. Yeah, I'm moving that full throttle. And I'm riding on smash. I ain't got no brakes, so I'm coming with the gas. Light a match, spit fire. Yeah, I got that danger mouth. Can you feel it through your speaker? Yeah, I'm off the meter. Tracks drop the beat and hit the streets with a heater. And I got it from cheap. I'm just doing the stunt, man. High siding through the city, yeah, the Boogeyman. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's not easy. 1, 2, 3. I got a rack in my pocket and I in my back. Walking around politicians, watch them do the rain dance. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's not easy. 1, 2, 3. I got a rack in my pocket and I in my back. Walking around politicians, watch them do the rain dance. I do the boss man dance. All across the land, make them shake like they got the killer hands in their pants. When you see me in the club, put your hands in the air. Yeah, always the line I got status like the man and I'm a rap star. I'm fresh off tour. I'm on Las Vegas. Little mama money making no she not insecure. MGM brand, I'm like 28 floor. I'm doing the Superman ride, digging out the door. Bottle popping on the dawn and I ain't seen bad wrong like this back at home. I'm like 20/20 vision and they still can't see me. I'm like maniac, yeah, and it's way too crazy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's not easy. 1, 2, 3. I got a rack in my pocket and a in my bag. Walking like politicians, watching through the rain dance. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I got a rack in my pocket and a in my bag. Walking like politicians, watching through the rain dance. I'm trying to have my money long like John Madden. I'm 05, I'm 06, I'm 07. I'm 08, I'm 09, I'm on the ground. I hit the end of the night, 2-step like prime time. I'm about to get mine and get a lottery ticket. Yeah, I did it, I make it kick from the block to the corporate biz. And yeah, I take my quota. On it in America, I hustle hard like John King, the show promoter. Roll them over, get the cold shoulder, push the button on them, get that diamond all over, going over. Like, can you see me? I'm too busy on TV. Count with me, I'm like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's not easy. 1, 2, 3. I got a rack in my pocket and a in my bag. Walking like politicians, watching through the rain dance. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's not easy. 1, 2, 3. I got a rack in my pocket and a in my bag. Walking like politicians, watching through the rain dance. Johnny West, like you yeah.
Head in my hands, frustrated. I need to step away and take a little breather for myself. Or maybe for my health. This calamity is damaging and menacing. Profanity's the only thing that helps. I need this, time is flying by and I will rise, but I try and fight with my inside. A lot, cause I ain't tied with wide eyes. I'm revitalized, this fire's right.
And in this moment in time, I'm picking up the pieces that I find with no intention of falling behind. Nothing's impossible, water to wine. So I gotta do what I gotta do to shine. Off in the vine, let's go and rewind. Trying to avoid all the clutter in my mind. Inevitable be eventually fine. This is a part of my life where I need to be strong and just focus on what it is I need to do. I bottle it up and I never said nothing about it. So whenever I'm in the booth, if I'm in the shadows, I gotta be open to anything, mainly if I'm feeling blue. No matter what happens, I'm bound to get past to the fact, cause that's the honest truth.
Take a break from the day. All the stress, strain, comes our way. Back and have a couple days. I enjoy the life of the straight frame. Cause life is too short to say. So let's ride with the night. Keep it doing nothing. Time to take a break from the day. Time to take a break from the day.
Due diligence, keep watch with vigilance. You might catch a glimpse of all the consequence plaguing my conscience. This world is taking its toll and change. I'm on some HOB lane nonsense. Can't rest when I reach home. Incredibly sad and alone, but I wait for the day soon as the days say go. They say gray skies, plenty evil for each to pay his own, but not enough mercy for you to pay as you go. Save one slightly, sun surface. Its purpose is to scatter shade. Make the one glad he prayed. These opposites coexist and can't occupy the same space. And sun shows his face. Midnight escapes, leaving me endure for a night. Just you wait, feeling a million rays on my face and a million ways to break. To break, I gotta chop away, trees blocking away to the pad. Leave boots will rot away, breeze rock away and lean back.
Yeah, listening, presto. The bell rings. Them berries.
You can bring mine, come on, come and bring mine. Step in the club, there was a
Slim, but why? You know what? I mean, it really it's really big. But a boss player like all my friends. I've been riding since the beginning of getting my ends. Took a stop at the green light, right off my rims. Beat the shit out of any nigga that honk in my Benz. It's on, nigga, we roam like sprint phones. You can tell that the East Bay is my home. The way I spit these ebonics and pop my motherfucking collar. We don't fall down, but me and the homies might squabble. Love each other like brothers, so we ride for one another. Bang, bang, bang. Hit him up with the heaters, but say me do me third thing. Bang, bang, bo. Sing about them getting pissed out until Vinny Chico. Bang, bang, bang. Hit him up with the heaters, but say me do me third thing.
Johnny West ready to pack another clip. Lock it low, watch take another hit. But if you're sleeping, I'll be creeping, ready to take your cash. Thought you was ballin', now you ballin' like an asshole. Just Eagles got a strap, lay you on your fucking back. Pop a collar, all the laces fuck the track. Thought you was riding, got you crying like a little bitch. Angelic when it's in the back, about to dig your fucking ditch. Try to ride with Star Life, you slippin', fell and fell shit. Fuck don't let my boy Tino G riggedy walk and fucking lip. Bang, bang, bo. Sing about them getting pissed out to Vinny Chico. Bang, bang, bang. Hit him up with them heaters, but say me do me third thing. Bang, bo. Sing about them getting pissed out to Vinny Chico. Bang, bang. Hit him up with them heaters, but say me do me third thing. Bang ball. So Johnny West, what you kiss first? Which one that pissed off? I don't know either. You know what I'm saying?
Bang, bro. Sing why them getting pissed out to Vinny Chico. Bang, bang. Hit him up with them heaters, but say me do me third thing. Bang, bro. Sing why them getting pissed out to Vinny Chico. Bang. Hit him up with them heaters, but say me do me third thing.
I sure did. And as you can see in my background, I'm not in the kitchen no more. The kitchen's over there or over there, but I'm up here by the window. So, you know, it's Indo by the window for now, y'all. I got to go finish repairing the back room, but I want to thank everyone that came out tonight and everyone that watches the playback. I want you to go ahead and leave us a comment. And I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. So we're going to go over to the Nate the Great show, and I'll see you guys all over there. Thank you for coming in tonight.